Hi everyone, welcome to this week's Angel message live. I'm just seeing that the word saboteurs turned up on this post. How weird. So whilst I'm waiting for you all to come online, then I will just type this. Very interesting. Okay, maybe that's not a great word. All right, so welcome everybody to this week's live. Hi Robin, Mary, Dennis, Donna, Rochelle, Emily. I hope you can hear me okay. I've changed location this week. I'm in my office where I'm actually planned to work since I moved into this new house, but I've been enjoying being in the lounge room because it's gorgeous, and also because I really love being able to see my doggy out the window when I'm working. Keep an eye on him. Hi there, Rachel. Hey, Phil. Hi. Greetings from Ireland. That's awesome. I feel very honoured. Cheryl and Lara. Hey, Karen. Hi, Carly. Great work out there in internet land. Robin, hi. I'm glad you can hear me. Thanks, Robin, for letting me know. So this week, I'm talking about saboteurs and the saboteurs that you are allowing into your life. Now, I'm not casting aspersions. We can all affirm that our saboteurs are dissolving and that our patterns are releasing. But it's important to have knowledge, right? Because knowledge is power. And I was contemplating this morning, one of my, my dear sister hasn't been well recently with cold. And I was thinking, reflecting that earlier this year, in February, I had about 8 weeks of a cold after 10 years of having absolutely no ailment in my body whatsoever. And I'd not had anything for 10 years. Hey, Emily. Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Phil. I hadn't had any illness for 10 years because I had made an affirmation that I wasn't going to allow it, that I had this impenetrable force of energy around me, and I said the affirmation, I no longer have colds, because I'm a believer that I know that in, flu jab season and what they call cold season, lots of people buy into that fear that they're going to get flu, and so that it becomes an affirmation for them. It becomes an expectation. Like some people say, oh, every year I get this. And I think, well, how can that be? Like, how can it be that every year someone gets the same thing happen? And I thought back to those times that when I was starting my business, and I can remember someone saying to me one year, I used to do a lot of massage, I don't anymore. You don't get any, she was a local massage therapist, and she said, you don't get massage clients in winter. People don't have massages in winter. And for the first year, I let that wash through me, and I just kind of went, oh, okay, I'm going to struggle a bit this year. Didn't even think anything about it. And then the following year, I started to sort of think about when winter was coming on. I started to think, hang on a minute, that's not true. I actually had quite a few clients last year. And why would people not come for a massage in the winter, especially, I have heating. I'm not doing it in the outdoors, exposed to the elements. Hey, Kerry. Hi, Jess. Hi, Jane. So I was like, well, why would I not have clients in the winter? Where is that coming from? And I realized, because I am a student of the law of attraction and I'm a student of mindset and energy, I'm an energy therapist, that what we say becomes the truth for us. And so if we believe that this thing happens, whether it be a lack of clients based on time, location, season, whatever, then we are actually going to create that. The universe is just always mirroring. The universe, yes, there is divine intelligence, there's consciousness, there's spirit around us at all times. But the universe, through the law of attraction, isn't judging and saying, oh, you shouldn't think that, so I'm going to punish you, or you should think this, so I'm going to reward you, or don't think that, I'm going to send you something to deny it. The universe simply mirrors, because it's a law of energy. It's a law of energy. It mirrors what you believe inside. And so those beliefs that if you get a cold, or you have to have a cold because it's winter, or because it's the season, or that at this age, this is something I've noticed recently, having turned a certain age, that at this age, people are expecting me to have certain things, you know, get a letter from the doctor saying, as soon as you are this age, it's important that you come and have these tests. Like, why? I'm healthy. I don't need to have those tests. Do I have to start getting afraid about something intruding on my body now because I'm like my age rolled over, and why aren't I the same as I was 12 months ago, or at that point 2 months ago? What's the difference? And so it's all about belief, and these beliefs become like viruses in our mind, and they lodge in. Hi Susan, thanks for being here, Stacey. So those beliefs are saboteurs, because they lodge into our consciousness, they become a belief, and that belief starts to create its own energy. So you might say that your expectation, conscious or unconscious, of receiving a certain ailment or a certain condition in your life, you know, you might notice the people around you, because it's easier to notice on other people than it is yourself, saying to you, oh, this always happens to me. I always seem to get that. Or I attract this, or I'm a magnet for that. And 9 times out of 10, those complaints are based on something negative, of course, because, you know, mostly we verbalize the stuff that it's negative. And I'm not saying, hey Pam, hey Jamie, I'm not saying that what, you know, that everybody is negative, but we're human, and we tend to verbalize the things that become that agitate us, that irritate us, scratch at us. And part of that is because we have an unconscious desire to heal it. Some people get a secondary payout from complaining and from having those repetitive issues. This always happens to me. They get a secondary payout, and that secondary payout is a power, that's right, negative tapes, says Donna. There's a powerlessness that comes from that, which invites sympathy, empathy, attention. Maybe someone is lonely and they get something out of going to the doctor a lot. It's someone who listens to them. So that you have to be aware of that you're not lodging yourself into an unhealthy pattern and sabotaging yourself because you're getting a secondary payout out of it. But at the same, you know, sometimes that secondary payout can be that you are wanting to resonate at the same vibration of people that you love. So it might be that when you get on the phone to a certain family member or friend who's energized by drama, that you, in order to keep on their level and to keep them friendly and loving you, and you start to talk about drama more with that person. Has anyone here experienced that, where you find yourself talking about things you wouldn't usually talk about with someone because that's what they like to talk about? It might be gossip, it might be bitchiness, it might be something angry or dramatic, and that's what they like to talk about. So you're unconsciously in the law of energy, you're trying to balance yourself, you're trying to resonate on the same frequency as that person. But what you're doing is you're sabotaging yourself. You're sabotaging your experience, because what you think and say, feel, believe, and what is in your energy cannot fail to imprint out from you into the universe. You know, there's a saying that the universe is always watching, the universe is always listening. And I think in some religions, there's that kind of feeling that God is always, hey Mark, God is always peering at us and making sure we're not doing anything wrong. I really think that that belief is rooted in the realization that we can't say, do, feel anything without it resonating in some way out into the universe, radiating in some way. So in a way, the divine spirit is always watching and listening, but not to judge you and prod you with a stick and bring you punishment, or so that you don't reach a higher level when you pass over. What a load of rubbish. It's not about that. It's to remind you that you are responsible and conscious for what you think, say, and radiate out into the world. And the more responsible you get, and you recognize that, and you start to believe it and act from that place, the more you become a sacred energetic container. And the more your energy start, the wisdom that you've been through, the life lessons, the tough times, all of those things start to create sacred energy around you as wisdom. And you start to become less of like a leaky boat where energy just leaves you all the time and you're constantly struggling. You start to become more solid and whole. I hope that's making sense. It's an energetic metaphor really, but it is truly what happens. The more you take responsibility for your energy, what you say, what you do, what you allow into your vibration, into your field, into your body, the more stronger your energy becomes. And so therefore the universe, it's like you become a more solid energy for the universe to work with, and you start to shift your vibration to a higher level, and then all the stuff that you've been trying to achieve comes to you. So wherever there is a pattern in your life that you don't like, whether it's getting a cold every year, whether it's the type of relationships you seem to be having, whether it is anything, you know, that your weight, the way that your body feels, if you keep sort of, even if it's been only 2 or 3 times, if that's becoming a pattern, then you can pretty much guarantee that there is a saboteur at work. And here's where, you know, I'm letting you in on some of the way that I do my work with my clients, is that that's the place to start looking for the saboteur, is in the pattern and in the beliefs that are feeding that pattern. So I'm not, you know, judging anybody. You know, last year I had, after 10 years of saying I don't get colds, I don't allow colds into my body, I'm not available to this kind of energy, I went through 8 weeks of a condition in my body that was a cold. And the moment that I realized that, the more I went into, oh my God, where did this come from, the worse it was going to get. And the more that I realized that I had been allowing other energies into my energy field, into my reality, into my life, that my body couldn't tolerate. Judgmental people, people who are out of integrity, people who weren't valuing my time and energy. Situations that were, you could say, just wrong for me, toxic for me. That had broken down that wall of energy that I had built, positive wall of energy, an impenetrable golden light that was stopping me from suffering from illness. So yes, you know, we can say that when we're under a lot of stress, it's because we've allowed energies into our reality, into our energy field, that have then begun to break down the fabric of our energetic protection, that can then start to, you know, sort of take us lower. But everything you have to recognize from the angels, hey Vicky, you have to recognize that everything is in divine order. And it doesn't mean that you're supposed to get that or you're meant to suffer. But the whole universe is set up in a compassionate way, in that if you haven't been getting it mentally and you haven't been looking after yourself, then eventually something's going to go into your body where you go, oh, hang on, I've really got to sit down and pay attention to this. And like, what better than sometimes we get dropped by a virus or some kind of bug where we've got time to stop and think and reflect, and then to start to do the mental, energetic and emotional work to start to build our energy back up, so that we no longer make ourselves available for what is toxic to our system. So if you're looking to unearth the saboteurs and release unhealthy patterns, whether it's financial, whether it's relationship and love oriented, health orientated, family, you know, this time of year is when all the family patterns come up, right? When all the stuff goes on where we have to visit with people and we have to connect with people, you know, if you've got those kind of people around you, it can trigger people. Even if you don't have people around you, it can trigger you. And so this time of year can be a trigger for a pattern. Ask yourself what you're making yourself available for, what you're believing in that you shouldn't be allowing into your field, and take back your power. Hi Ida, welcome. Hi Jeanette. Take back your power from those patterns, because the saboteur is what you believe is a regular pattern in your life. I have to suffer this. This is the way it has to be. So you can say, like I did about colds, I'm no longer available for this kind of pattern in my life. I no longer allow, I'm not going to be a host for drama. I'm not going to be a host for rejection. I'm not going to be a host for feeling bad about myself and anxiety and putting myself down. I'm not going to be a host for poverty and limitation and always being like 2 cents away from debt. Hey, Jamie, make yourself unavailable and take your power back so that you're building a field of energy around you that says, I only tolerate health, happiness, self-respect, love, joy, peace. Hey, Kathy. So if you make yourself unavailable for the toxic energy in your life, if you view the toxic energy in your life or the patterns that keep repeating as being like a virus, like a cold, and notice where you're letting that in. So you're not attracting it, you don't deserve it, but you're letting it in. So where are you letting it in? And how can you then start to get your power back? And you can start by creating a strong field around you and a mantra which says, I am not available for this. You know, maybe it's in a relationship where someone's treating you badly. And it's time for you to say to yourself first, I'm not available for that. And I'm going to change it. So you create the energy first. You create the mental state first. Because if you don't create the mental state first and you go to that person and you say, I'm not going to be available for this anymore, and then next time they do it, you just go, ugh, then your energy isn't matching you're out of integrity with your energy. So you've got to tell yourself it first. Hey, Brookie. And come back to that place of going, I'm not going to be a host for this anymore. This pattern is leaving my life. I'm going to deal with it right now. I'm going to deal with whatever it is that I'm doing that is creating this gap in my energy field that allows this in. I'm going to take responsibility for my energy and what I'm tolerating. And then I'm going to start to create something new. And you can pretty much guarantee that when you take steps like that, they're really firm steps. You know, the universe loves action. You will be met partway by the universe and your angels. Hey, Patricia. Hi, Melissa. Thanks for being here. So the angels are always helping us. They're not trying to bring you down. They're not trying to point out judgmentally what's going on. Hey, Debbie. Hey, Tina. Your angels are always with you. They want you to overcome these saboteurs because they know that as you overcome them and that energy field starts to strengthen and expand, you raise your vibration, which means you can hear, see, feel, and know your angels more strongly. If you're sitting in a pattern of powerlessness, I can't help this, this always happens to me, I'm always, and noticing yourself, do you play small? Do you play anxious? Do you play like, oh, I can't do this, I need help? If you're playing those patterns all the time, it's like a virus, it's like a cold, it's like something that you are playing host to in your body. The angels can help you, they'll be with you always, but there's only so much they can do because you're like a leaky boat. You're not letting in the energy that's going to lift you up. You're putting yourself down and you're playing host, you're making yourself available for something that is beneath you, that is below you, that is not allowing that higher level. So abundance of all kinds, let's say financial abundance, maybe it's stepping onto your path of soul purpose, is a high vibration. It's up here. Playing small, believing you're not good enough, waiting and hoping for something to come and rescue you, being angry and bitter, jealous, believing that things are just going to happen and that's it, there's nothing you can do about them, that puts you down here. So there's a big gap between where you want to be and where you are. Now your angels are up here too, and they want to bring you the stuff that you're asking for. They want it. They really want that for you. That's you are part of their mission. That's part of what they do. They're here. They're created to help you. But this down here stuff, we all go down there, right? Oh God, I've been down there many times, many times. And I've learned so much from it, but it's not part of my purpose. It's not part of divine plan. that I stay down there. Part of divine plan is that when we go down there, we hurt so much that we recognize we need to change, and then we come back up. And that's why it's such a compassionate universe. So being down there, there's no shame. Don't hold on to shame. Just make a commitment to say, I am no longer available. I'm not going to host this less than divine feeling within me. I am going to raise my vibration. I'm going to create an impenetrable energy around me of holy light, sacredness, goodness, health, and I'm going to walk my talk and come up to that place. I'm going to take actions, thoughts and beliefs, and say the words that match that vibration of what I am available for, what I am waiting for, what I do want. So it's sometimes useful to look at people that resonate at the vibration that you want to be. You know, for gosh, 30 years for me, it was Louise Hay, and there's people like Oprah Winfrey and other people like that that radiate and walk their talk. They sit at that vibration. And sometimes when I'm scrolling through Instagram, I love Oprah's page, and I see all these people saying, oh, all right for you. When she's got something going on, whether it's happy or unhappy, people say, oh, right for you with all your money. And I think, oh my God, what vibration are you at? Like, what are you hosting at that vibration that you can say that that woman is somehow more advantaged than you because of, you know, some kind of invisible, miraculous thing? She's worked for that. She's held the vibration for it. She's gone towards it. And all the people that are saying, all right for you, they are going towards down because they're not recognizing the power that they have within them. They're sabotaging themselves with those comments. Not only are they thinking it, they're typing it. They're typing it, they're making it solid. They've manifested a thought into a reality for other people to read. Do you know what I mean? You've got to watch what you're manifesting. So look for those saboteurs in your life. Know that any negative situation that is repeating for you is there's a saboteur at the core of it, and the saboteur belongs to you. It's a negative belief. It's an untrue belief. It's something you're buying into that makes you think that you have to be available for that, and you don't have to be available for that. And so the moment that things change is when you recognize that you don't have to be available for that. Hi, Alexandra. Hey, Debbie. Hi, Debbie. Two Debbies. Maureen, Amy, Andy. Hey, Andy, over there in Jersey. Donna and Tina from Louisiana. Is that right, Tina? Have I got that right? I'm always a bit excited when people overseas join. So that's what came to me this morning when I was thinking all about my dear one who's got a bit of a cold at the moment. And I know that even though she's not into what I do, and God love her, that has, because she's tolerated something else that that has been toxic for her, and that's what has led to this thing. So what are you tolerating that is toxic, that is creating holes, corroding your energy field, and then will allow in all kinds of other yucky things that you don't want. If it's negative, if it's toxic to you, if it makes you feel ill, if it upsets you, if it drops you to your knees, if it takes over your mind in a negative way, then it's a virus. Hey, Jamie. Hey, Jamie. So let's get on with the angel reading. No worries, Donna. I hope that what I say makes sense here. I trust the inspiration of the angels. I love the angels. I walk my talk. It's part of my life, my personal life, as well as the life that I share here and through my business. So there's so much wisdom in what the angels teach us. They're not just there as guardians, although that's a powerful thing. They're not just there as healers. They are there with this immense wisdom that they will channel to you if you ask for it. And if you are sincere enough when you are on your knees and something is knocking you down and you're upset and sad or broken, call on the angels and search for the answers, because they will give them to you, and they will give you the steps that you need to create that impenetrable wall of energy around you and shift you to a higher vibration. And there's always something to let go of. You know, this is what I'm doing in my healing coaching program, the Rich Radiant Angel, is we're working on getting rid of those beliefs and those cords and those viruses and energetic, emotional viruses, not just illness viruses, that are sitting in people's energy field that's holding them down like an anchor when the hot air balloon wants to float off and there's all these heavy weights holding it down. Once you get rid of those, you go up naturally. You go up naturally. The abundance flows. I love it when someone comes on a call and tells me, I made X amount of money last week unexpectedly because we cut the massive cord of guilt and toxic abuse that I went through. Or I've had this new opportunity come to me. I've been offered an amazing job, or I've met a gorgeous man or woman. It's beautiful, actually. Yeah. So it's the energy comes up naturally when you release those saboteurs. Okay, so let's pull some cards for you because I've got an appointment in about 20 minutes, so I've got to give myself time. So I spent the whole weekend writing a proposal for my new book, Alchemy of Angels, which is, I love, and it contains this wisdom. It contains the wisdom of the angels. So what is it everyone wants to know this week, Archangel Michael? All right, so first we start, isn't this interesting? This is the Tree of Michael. Now, in the traditional tarot, this is the card of sorrow. And very much it looks like, look how this woman is being comforted by the Archangel Michael. So it's letting you know that even if you're feeling a little down, if you're feeling like something's happened or your heart is hurting, that the angels are with you, and please reach out to them for help. Connect with them. Pray sincerely. You know, something that I've learned, which I had great resistance to for some unknown reason, was about placing my hands together in prayer. It makes your prayers more direct, and the energy is different when you do it rather than just say it. So I know sometimes that's awkward if you're out in public, but namaste is fine, right? So you can do this. Maybe it sends, maybe it's like a hand mudra that sends the energy up to the divine so that it connects you, but something happens, heart chakra stuff. So try that. This is about releasing the past, so and being able to heal from old wounds. So some of your saboteurs, some of those negative patterns are rooted in the past, and because the past, you know, what other time than Christmas can obviously trigger people for their past because it's, you know, family related. So this is about shifting from that pattern. There might be grief there that needs to be released. There's no shame in feeling what you feel. You've got to feel it to heal it, right? Don't go, oh, I've got to be positive and just squash it all down, because you'll end up with a meltdown like 5 days later. You've got to let it come up. Let it come up so you can see what it is. The guidance card, I love this card so much. It's the Queen of Ariel. Look at her. Look at the abundance around her. It's, you know, it's opulent. Look at the gorgeous chandelier with crystals. Look at the flowers and the fruit. And it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous scene of nature. And Archangel Ariel, angel of abundance, angel of nature. This card can be about being grateful for what you do already have. And with that, I can hear the angels say to me, use it. Use the abundance you already have. Appreciate it, but also actively, you know, what we appreciate, what we use, energizes and it stays with us. What we neglect withers away and dies, right? So it's about appreciating what you do have. It's also a sign that when you nurture yourself, you feel much better. So I know this is the season for giving, but it can be the ridiculous season for giving. It can be over giving. So be very conscious that you need to nurture yourself first. Nurture yourself in the way that you need to be nurtured. So I very much feel like there's a shift coming for you, which is taking you out of the blues, right? Out of this, into this beautiful place of opulence, that you're being guided to let go of your guilt and all the things that are holding you back, this feeling that you don't deserve, and step into the reality of, I am available for abundance. I no longer am available for poverty. I'm available for joy, happiness, and love. I'm no longer available for loneliness, fear, and illness. I'm changing my vibration by imagining what that feels like, seeing myself as already having it, meditating on that, and allowing myself to come up to that level. So the outcome card is just so appropriate. This is not just about coming to that place where you have what you want and protecting it. It's reminding you to protect your energy. This is the outcome card. It's also asking you to take the balanced path, to be objective, to not let yourself get sucked into blame, shame, and drama, and stay in your integrity. It's really important that you protect your own energy at this time. So protection of energy doesn't mean, oh, I'm scared. It means I am standing strong for what I have, what I am, who I am, and I'm holding that space, and I'm trusting, working with my angels to protect my energy, to make it that sacred container that I spoke about earlier. So there's this real path here of sort of stepping out of the darkness, stepping out of the grief, taking a big deep breath, taking your power back, and then starting to make your life more beautiful, more opulent, more energized with the things that you love. You know, many light workers put everyone else first and go, when everyone else is happy, that's when I'll be happy. Well, that's tantamount to running up the escalator the wrong way. You know, it's like being on an endless treadmill. You never get there because you can't. It's not your job to make everyone else happy. And if you wait for everyone else to be happy before you're happy, you're kind of basically sabotaging yourself. So there's practical spiritual advice for you there. And then you've got this time where you feel secure, you feel protected, you feel energized, but at the same time there's some guidance there to protect your energy. It's also time for you to step forward, and it feels to me like, you know, when you push through something, sometimes it's like, oh, it doesn't feel right, doesn't feel right, doesn't feel right. And then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm here, I feel fine. If, you know, anxiety, ego pulls you back and you go, oh, I must be feeling like this because it's not the right time. Maybe it's starting a new business. Maybe it's reaching out to someone for a relationship. Maybe it's, you know, trying something new. You can feel wrong for a while, and that's not a sign. That's your ego, that's your negative self trying to pull you back because it likes you comfortable in your comfort zone. This card is saying, bust through that, because you're going to find yourself on the other side very quickly of something really prosperous, exciting, and that's going to bring you to a new space in your life. Hi, Cheryl. Thank you for those beautiful words. Thank you, thank you, thank you. So, yeah, thank you so much for listening and for being here. I appreciate you all very much. I'll put this up on my other pages. It will be on YouTube. I'll link it to Instagram, and it will go out to my newsletter. If you're not already signed up for my newsletter, I've got some really exciting things coming. So go to my website and pop your name into the little box at the bottom of the page, and you'll get 2 free angel meditations straight away. And then there's something exciting coming very soon that I'm going to send out free. So get ready for that. I'm also almost, you know, full for Uluru. So I want you to, if you are planning on coming, please let me know, even if it's just a, hey, I want to come, so that I know in advance. But lots of love to you. Angel blessings. Have a wonderful week. Bye.